The video we're going to analyze comes from the TikTok account, Dude My House is Haunted, which is a pretty fitting name, especially considering what they captured here. The clip starts with the user explaining that he was walking through the kitchen when he saw the door of a cabinet slowly open by itself. And that's not all. He's in the middle of telling his story when something strange happens again.
Sometimes I could unplug it and plug it back in and it would stop doing it, but now it's making this. I didn't even move. I wasn't even moving.
Indeed, the same cabinet opens again, just as I had described. He even opens the cabinet to show that there is nothing inside, no tricks or wires that could explain it. That alone would already be quite creepy, but then something else happens to take things up a notch.
See, that snap's closed. See, is that the sound of the crab? Oh my God. You'd be terrible in the house.
Out of nowhere, the freezer makes a loud, discordant noise that makes him jump. It's the kind of sound that could have a rational explanation. Maybe a mechanical failure, but given the timing, it really seems like part of something bigger. What's especially unsettling here is how casual and calm the atmosphere is. Just a normal kitchen in a moment of peace. No big mystery or creepy lights, just something unexplainable happening in plain sight. Could this be nothing more than a hoax using fishing line or editing? Maybe, but the simplicity of all this is what makes it so effective. The same can be said for most ghost videos on TikTok. If this footage is real, could there be more things happening in that house than just a few random noises? July 10th, 2025. A security camera is triggered by movement in an empty house. Actually, it wasn't completely empty. The owner wasn't there, but his dog was. The man received the notification on his cell phone and simply ignored it, thinking it was just his pet moving around. He didn't know that the camera was about to record something deeply disturbing. The dog seems quite agitated, nervous, staring intently at something we can't see. And then, out of nowhere, its collar suddenly flies off its neck. The owner assures that his dog is fine, just a little scared, but he insists that something messed with his dog. The explanation? The logical explanation would be that the dog took it off by shaking itself. But the owner strongly denies this and claims that the collar can't be removed so easily unless someone unfastens it. Since this had never happened before, he is completely convinced that something paranormal happened in his living room. But as always, you be the judge. A January 2013 YouTube video by user Brune 9711. Shows a boy playing with a tech deck skateboard. So far, everything seems normal, but just when he's having fun, something unexpected and frankly disturbing happens.
Bruno? Bruno?
Look, the chair moved!
Out of nowhere, the kitchen chair suddenly slides back, as if it were being pulled by an invisible force. It's strong enough to scare everyone, especially the family cat, who immediately runs away in fear. The boy stays seated, stunned, looking at what just happened. Then, right at the end of the video, something else happens. A door slams shut with no one around. The sequence of events, the chair, and then the door, suggests this may not have been a coincidence. There is a genuine sense of progression in the activity, almost as if something is making its presence increasingly evident. Of course, there are rational explanations worth considering. Some viewers might point out the possibility that fishing line or a string was used to pull the chair. And although that can't be completely ruled out, there's nothing obvious in the footage that indicates where that line would be pulled from. Everything looks and feels very organic. It's also worth noting the cat's reaction. It's often believed that animals are more sensitive to strange energies or subtle changes in their environment. The way it flees as soon as the chair moves adds even more intrigue. Ultimately, this is one of those clips that falls into a gray area. Maybe explainable, maybe not, but one thing is certain. The poor boy probably didn't touch a tech again for a long time after this. This next video is a real mystery. It was found on Instagram, but the account that posted it has disappeared without a trace. In the clip, two women are hiking and come across a strange metal hatch in the middle of the forest. They think it's just an old water system, but what they find inside is the stuff of nightmares.
Dude, do it.
There's a flashlight in my backpack. Go get the flashlight. It's upstairs.
When they look out, they see nothing. It's all dark. One of them goes to get a flashlight, but for a moment the camera caught something that they didn't see. For a second, you can see a pale face looking up. The most unsettling thing is that in a follow-up video, they never mention the face, which implies that they never realized it was there.
I'm Mackenzie. I think I'm the sacrifice.
Like a sister?
With the account deleted, we'll probably never know what or who was down there. Bybeck posted this disturbing video on TikTok in May 2025. A home security camera captured the footage late at night, revealing something strange and unsettling. The video opens with the owner's property shown in darkness. Everything seems calm at first, then this happens.
What is that? Why is he sitting like that? On the floor.
What's the first section of the shells? Are they the shells?
Yes, they're the shells. They're the shells.
Oh.
If you look closely, you'll see what appears to be the figure of a ghostly woman silently walking across the property. She stays there for almost a full minute before the footage cuts off abruptly, leaving us with more questions than answers. There's something especially unsettling about how calm and determined her movements seem. Not erratic or playful, but deliberate, as if she knows exactly where she's going. Some viewers have speculated that it could have been a real person, distorted by the low quality of the camera in low light conditions. This can make shadows and clothing look more ethereal than they are. Even so, the pale and blurry appearance of the figure and its slow pace feel undeniably ghostly. Who was this mysterious woman just passing by, lost or searching for someone or something? Or maybe even in the afterlife, she is only committed to taking her steps. Share your theory in the comments below. Now is the time. You have only 5 seconds to subscribe and like this video. If you don't do it, this entity will come tonight. The TikTok user WinMacPix posted a video on his account on July 20th, 2023, where he starts by saying that something is watching him. According to the user, he was just trying to relax and play some video games at home when he started to notice something strange repeatedly passing by his window. To try to catch it, he leaves his phone's camera recording while he plays, and sure enough, something happens.
Something keeps passing by this window. I put the phone here and we'll play now. If it passes in front of my office, I want you to leave it.
Suddenly, he grabs the phone and starts walking, calling the house and telling whatever is there to stop. But if it was a spirit, apparently it didn't like being told what to do.
Are you the one making so much noise back there? That thing is always closing doors. Buddy, can you please stop it already?
Objects start flying around the room in a burst of chaotic movement. Then, one of the doors opens by itself, and just before it closes again, you can make out a shadowy human figure standing in the room.
You're locking yourself in the laundry room again. You're staying put.
If you pause at just the right moment, the silhouette is undeniably creepy. In fact, here's a frame from the video. The figure appears to be standing still, partially hidden in the darkness of the hallway. It's subtle, but that's exactly what makes it so creepy. Some viewers have speculated that the shadowy figure might have been added with visual effects, possibly masking the figure behind the doorframe and blending it with the dark surroundings to make it look perfect.
The lighting
and the perspective here would definitely make such an effect more convincing. Still, even knowing that, it doesn't make the moment any less unsettling. Whether it's a real ghost or a cleverly executed hoax, this clip certainly captures the imagination. What do you think? Visual trick or something paranormal? Tell me in the comments. This story comes to us from a man named Nick, who was taking care of his sick grandmother. For the context of the story, it's important to know that his grandmother has Alzheimer's, which often causes her episodes in which she becomes
standing staring
intently at seemingly empty spots. One night while she was in the kitchen, motionless as usual, something happened that neither Nick nor anyone else has been able to explain. He pulled out his phone to record and captured this. grandmother stares at the fridge. The family dog starts growling as if sensing a presence, and suddenly, an object falls for no apparent reason. Nick, puzzled, then shows us exactly where those figurines were.
This is in response to last night. My grandma loves collecting figurines. One of my grandma's little angels fell from the fridge last night.
As you can see, the figurine was way in the back. It's nearly impossible it fell solely from a vibration. But the mystery of tonight had only just begun. An object falling is one thing, but what happens when an electronic device starts detecting something that's invisible to our eyes? Nick's real nightmare was yet to begin, and the key was held by his robot vacuum cleaner.
Honestly, I'm in disbelief. No, I'm pretty sure it's just a plug-in charger. I brought my girlfriend Claire to help demonstrate. That comment says that the rumor doesn't do that unless it was in front of us. He's creepy with that smiley face.
After the angel incident, Nick realized something else. His Roomba? The vacuum robot was behaving strangely near the kitchen. These devices use sensors to avoid obstacles, stopping and turning when something blocks their path. Nick did a test with his girlfriend to prove it. Does it work as expected? If we rewind to the original video of the ball, the Roomba made the same swaying motion, as if someone or something was standing there. The question is, what was it detecting? Since that day, Nick felt more and more uncomfortable in that house, especially in the kitchen. One night, while he was watching television, only the dogs alerted him again.
After last night, I'm keeping these lights on. But I was watching my show and... there's nothing there.
Both dogs stare at the kitchen where there is absolutely nothing. Nick remembered that his grandfather, before he passed away, told him that he once thought he saw his grandmother standing in the dark kitchen. But when he looked closely, there was no one there. Definitive proof arrived that night. After putting the dogs away, Nick heard the same ice machine and started recording again.
And then
the Roomba that had been following him did this. Whoa.
Thank you.
CAC turns around completely, as if an invisible force had kicked him. The spectators noticed two more things. The Roomba was moving in a straight line, which was unusual, and it didn't stop at the edge of the stairs like it had before. It just kept going until something flipped it over. What was happening in that kitchen? The mystery is still unsolved. On TikTok, a woman named Sandre shares that since her mother passed away, she has been experiencing some really strange activity inside her house. And understandably, she's starting to get scared. In the video, Sandre is recording in a bedroom when something unusual happens almost immediately.
It kept happening at home after my mother died. What?
A drawer slowly opens on its own. Sandra then comes closer to show that there is nothing around, no strings, fans, or pets that could be causing this. It's an unsettling moment made even more disturbing by how calmly it unfolds. But what's even more fascinating is the timing of what happens next.
I checked under and behind the drawer, but nothing is causing it to pop out. It only seems to happen when I mention my mom.
Solo. A second or two after Sandra calls her mother, the drawer opens once again, almost like a direct response. The timing is very specific, and it raises all kinds of questions. Of course, as always, it's possible that this was staged using something like a fishing line. Although, as in many of these types of videos, you don't see any setup like that. But if we take it at face value, this could be a touching and subtle way of how a mother who is no longer in the earthly realm communicates with her daughter from beyond. It's one of those clips that manages to feel both unsettling and strangely comforting at the same time. What do you think? Is this paranormal or just a well-executed trick? Tell me in the comments. Sometimes entities don't manifest by moving objects, but are seen by the only person no one would believe. A little girl. And what started as an imaginary friend turned into a source of pure terror. This story comes from Gabby, a mother who documents every moment of her daughter Regina's life, whom she considers a miracle after multiple failed pregnancies. Her account is full of adorable videos, but a series of them has left viewers quite puzzled. It all started when Regina was just a baby. She would often crawl to a specific hallway in the house and just stare at it intently. The strange thing is that she kept doing this for years. She played hide and seek alone.
Let's go now. Come on, my love. Come on.
She blew kisses down the hallway, pretending to play with a friend. You might think it's just an imaginary friend, like hundreds of thousands of children have. But recently, Regina's behavior changed drastically. What
Happened? Oh my god, now I'm really scared. What happened? Oh, right chin? Look, point over there. What is it, my love? Should we go? What is it, my love? What's there?
He started to be afraid of that very place. Gabby didn't understand why until the viewers of one of her nighttime videos, which seemed normal, discovered something chilling while Regina was getting ready to sleep. This is what was recorded.
Day number 19. Thank you.
When Regina points to a shadowy figure, it quickly moves into the closet. There was no one else in the house. Gabby checked the closet and found nothing. Was this the thing Regina always saw in the hallway? The confirmation came in another video, this time in the kitchen. A shadow passes by again, this time in their space, moving from one side to the other before vanishing. Neither the mother nor daughter noticed then. Who or what has been accompanying this family all this time? On the Ghosts subreddit, a user known as the Proof Seeker shared a video that captured some truly unsettling activity, which takes place inside someone's bedroom, and no less than in the middle of the day. The footage is from a stationary camera facing the room. At first, nothing seems to be happening. It looks like a quiet, average bedroom, but that changes quickly. Without warning, you can hear a strange voice, whispering but deep, saying hello from somewhere nearby. It's brief but definitely creepy. Unfortunately, not much context is given in the post. Still, the lack of explanation doesn't make the clip any less creepy. In fact, it might make it worse. The voice is clear enough to be heard distinctly, but there's no visual indication of where
it comes from. That
is what really unsettles people. The comments quickly rushed to give their opinions. Some called the voice the stuff of nightmares, while others wondered if maybe it could have come from a video game or from the television playing in another room. However, the clip doesn't indicate a likely source for the voice. What do you think? Was it just a random, explainable sound at the perfect moment, or something more sinister? One thing is certain, that voice doesn't sound like anything you'd want to hear when you're home alone. This video was sent by a mother who wishes to remain anonymous. She explains that one night when she came home from work, her son came out of the house to greet her. He always does this when she returns from work. She honked the horn of her car as she pulled into the driveway to let him know she was there. But one night while her son was coming out to see if she was coming, this was caught. While he's looking for his mother, does something or someone scare him to death? He seems to see whatever scared him, even though there's no one there. But when you look closely at this video, something really was there. It was right after his son started running back to the house. You can see a partial figure. You can barely make out the figure before it disappears completely. Neither the mother nor anyone in the family could explain this, but they were definitely terribly frightened. What exactly was it that scared her son so much? As always, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. We start with a photo taken in the Stanley Hotel Concert Hall, which was posted on Reddit. This person, with just one click of their camera, managed to capture a very terrifying sighting. Let's look at the images. It seemed like something was moving very fast then, or maybe that was just how the entity appeared. Though it's due to double exposure, we can't deny the photograph is very interesting. Now is the moment. Subscribe and like this video in 5 seconds. If you don't comply, this entity will come tonight. After moving to a new house, it didn't take long for this family to start noticing that something very strange was happening in that place. The day this video was recorded, the parents of this girl were horrified after they heard their daughter crying in her crib. When they checked, this is what they saw. Let's see. In the footage, we can see how a rocking chair was moving by itself. Some believe evil spirits are behind children, but others think benevolent spirits protect them. However, it's still unclear if the house is haunted or if the child attracts this entity. A group of friends planned their vacation in what they thought was a villa. However, after entering the place and having an encounter with something chilling, they instantly decided to cancel their plans, as they felt very scared of what could happen. Watch closely. The footage shows a strange human-shaped creature repeatedly jumping near a wall. We still don't know what this creature is, but avoiding the area was a wise choice. Brave explorer. Franco Television embarks on an odyssey as he returns to this haunted, desolate church where the line between living and dead is nearly gone. Let's watch the footage.
It's coming from there. What's it called? Look how it...
Looks amazing, this thing.
Oh my god, I feel like this is gonna be bad and I can feel the temperature dropping. It's probably gonna be a big rainstorm now.
I didn't tell you about this before, but I didn't open these doors, but they're open now. So I hope there aren't any surprises.
I left for a bit and took a breather just to relax because I was scared, so I don't know what it is.
I remember last time I was here, I heard a strange sound. It could be the wind.
The door. The door's moving. Hello?
What's going on there?
God chooses.
Oh my god.
What the hell is that?
Someone painted 666 on the wall. Hello?
I don't think it is.
He begins his journey in the surrounding forests where you can hear bells ringing that lead him back to the church. He notices that all the doors once closed during his last visit are now open. Then, the man begins to follow the sound of banging inside the church. This leads him to an area where he sees a figure in front of an altar. But as he gets closer, he sees it's just a strange statue and keeps watching.
This whole area? Here he's trying to float. Do you hear that?
Wait. I think I just saw someone in the other room. Oh my god, I'm getting so wet. I seriously just saw someone in the other room, I think. Something is moving in the other room, but all of this here seems to be floating. The man will lock himself outside on the ground, right where I parked. It's really bad here, though.
Finally.
Finally, the man hears a loud bang coming from behind one of the windows. Franco captures a strange face that soon vanishes. This video from Washington, United States was recorded by a security camera. In the footage, you can see an event that has many residents of the area very frightened, especially during the nights. Let's see what it's about. In the video, we can see a small figure running down the street in a strange way. The user says it looks like a little witch, but so far that theory hasn't been confirmed. During this paranormal investigation conducted by a man named Adam, the audience managed to point out events happening right behind him. Let's take a look at the footage. From the window, you see a chilling face watching him. This made the audience think that something very mysterious and very terrifying was happening there. In this video, we follow Mexican explorers led by Alberto Del Arco as they venture into the heart of this haunted building where the spectral presence of a child still resides. Let's watch the footage.
Something else on top of this, as if some rituals or intense things were done here once the place was abandoned. That's what I mean. No, you just feel the energy of a children's orphanage, but it feels like something intense happened here. Sacrifices. I didn't want to say it like that, but yeah.
Yeah, I heard. Was it there? Yeah. What is that? The one with Palmeras?
Waiting for the little souls of the children who are here, for the people who want to take advantage of this moment. We didn't come in a spirit of war, we came in a spirit of peace. I asked the spirits who guard this place, let us in and show us their face, so be it.
I have seen it again. I've heard it 3 times now.
What do they want to direct? Do these little lights go here? In the name of each of the little souls that are trapped in this place. Go to your mommies and daddies, go rest.
Hey, I see someone over there. I see someone over there. I see someone over there.
And you? You won't be able to catch them? You who guard this place, we are blessed and protected by the blood of Christ. Saint Michael Arca, did you see how something ran over there?
The team notices strange movements in the place and then a wailing sound coming from somewhere in the building. Let's keep watching. It looks like a reception area.
The lights are coming on.
Go away, children. Go get some rest. Saint Michael, Archangel Gabriel is present at this moment to take them away.
Paradise for children. You hear what sounds like kids screaming, like at recess.
Did you hear that? Like a lot of kids running around? What did he say? Who are you?
Aren't you a kid? Are you the protector of this place?
Did you hear the name of a demon?
That friend.
I got goosebumps.
My legs got goosebumps.
Yes.
You were working with Santa, you son of a bitch.
Happened, man.
Are you okay? Was it here? Here.
Are you okay?
The team hears footsteps inside, followed by a loud bang that scares everyone. A man named Elkins is exploring the infamous Alcatraz prison in this chilling video. When he seems to have two potential paranormal encounters, we'll start with the strangest one. The man walked down a cell corridor. When you can hear a voice asking him a simple question, it seems like the voice just says, "Why?" The second encounter happens when the man enters a different section of the prison. Pay attention to the strange and chilling laughter. But there's a logical explanation for this. Alcatraz is on an island, so maybe the laughter is due to the call of a bird that echoed throughout the building. But we can't be completely sure. No matter what, we can't deny the sound is very frightening. If you've lost a loved one, you may feel their spirit remains with you. And if you're like the TikTok user, top day return on capital employed YE California, you might be able to find evidence of it on video. A user named Erica R. 1971 first posted this video with the description, "My security camera captured these.
Images, my
father passed away on November 26th, and I wonder if it's him." In the images, we can see a ghostly figure floating in front of the camera. The figure is white and misty, and it moves across the area from right to left. If Erica is right and this is her father, we wonder what he wants to tell her. He may just want to comfort her by making her feel he's still there. The images don't seem to be altered with computer animation, so it's believed that the video is 100% real. Alex Paranormal, a British YouTuber and investigator, was invited by a fellow investigator to confirm if his house was haunted after experiencing suspected paranormal events. At 4 minutes and 22 seconds, his device detects paranormal energy next to a...
You want the device to flash orange?
The man leaves the room and the others appear normal. But let's see what occurs at 5 minutes and 55 seconds into the video. The man senses something touch his leg, then his device activates. But that's not the only thing that happens to Alex here. A shadowy figure appears behind the bathtub glass, then vanishes seconds later.
Hi, can you flash the light? He'll be here soon.
The rest of the house is quiet, so they return to the mattress room, where their device detected the most energy. There, they do a session with the spirit box. However,
the entity
seems unwilling to talk as you hear leave. The entity appears to mock the investigator by repeating the beginning of his question, to which the entity responds. At that moment, the man feels something touch him again, and his camera goes out of focus. And it stays like that for a while, as if something entered the room and stayed there with them. When they try to get the camera to refocus by bringing their hand close, they succeed. But once the hand moves away, the camera loses focus again. Proof of another presence comes when they attempt a spirit box session in the bathroom and capture only a scream. At that point, the only area left to investigate is the basement. The man checks the area, but quickly returns after sensing something approaching. Placing the spirit box at the top of the stairs, they capture a woman's voice. Maybe it's the same entity that screamed earlier. This time, the woman's calm voice gives the men a chilling warning. They all move away from the EFM device equipment in case they are causing interference, and then they ask again if they want them to leave.
I shot the voice of Red as Red Knight.
The device lights up red, and the entity does it without any problem. At this point, there's no doubt that whatever is here wants these men to leave. Also, there's no way they're faking the devices to make it seem like there's energy here. Surely this isn't the first interaction these men have had with entities, and it surely won't be the last time if they keep exploring places like these. Reddit user Dolphin Treasure shared these images after her dog Bandit began acting strangely. In the video, the dog barks nonstop at one spot in the house as if sensing a threat. However, it's clear nothing is there and everything seems calm. It could be an object on the shelf he dislikes, so the woman brings each item closer to her pet. It's worth noting that this dog had never behaved this way with the objects on that shelf before. After a while, the woman becomes convinced that it's not any of the objects on that shelf, but something much higher up. However, it's clear there's nothing on the ceiling holding this dog's attention for so long. As the name of this YouTube channel suggests, Abroad in Japan provides valuable information for anyone planning to spend an extended period of time in Japan. This YouTuber, Chris, has lived there for over 7 years. Most of his videos talk about common topics, such as cultural differences and accommodation tips. However, 2 particular videos on the channel show these friends' experiences with the paranormal world of Japan. October 16, 2018, is the day when Chris goes cycling with his friend Joe in search of a chilling abandoned tunnel which is famous for being haunted. The boys don't know much about its history, but seeing how narrow it is, it's hard to imagine a car could pass through it. Apparently, the tunnel was abandoned after many lives were lost due to traffic accidents. The boys first notice human-like figures forming on the walls, possibly created by a spirit of someone who died. Here, coincidentally, the figure on the wall seems to be looking up at the sky, has pale skin, and you can even see the fallen sleeves of her dress. The figure frightens the boys, making them rush through the tour to leave quickly. While the men try to understand the meaning of this, their camera manages to record evidence that there is something nearby. A soft voice whispers something in Japanese, but we can't understand it. This voice seems to be completely real as it echoes throughout the tunnel. The tunnel exit is nearby with no other immediate way out. Then, when they are about to leave, they see a dark figure right at the exit. One aspect we forgot to mention is this artifact that was found on the floor of the tunnel and is still unknown until now. What is its function? But judging by its appearance, it's better that we don't know. The object looks like it fits around the ankles or wrists and is meant to neutralize someone. Although this experience was terrifying, it taught Chris a lesson that lasted for 1 or 2 years. On February 16, 2020, the YouTuber chose to stay at Ryaku Fusoin, Japan's most haunted hotel. In this place, it's said that the spirit of a little boy roams around, and he has been tormenting the wealthiest people in Japan for about 600 years. Definitely a long time. That said, whatever Chris sees that night shouldn't surprise him. He and his friend wait for the hotel to close before visiting. This memorial altar, said to be haunted by the child's spirit, was built in his name to keep his spirit from turning evil. As they walk, you can see a child standing in the building's background window. Right after one of them kneels before the altar, you can hear a child scream, but that's not all you hear. A face can also be seen behind the man. Later, the men return to their room where they don't think much about what had happened. The next day, Chris's friend reports an encounter that unsettles him quite a bit, since it seems like whatever they found before had followed them. His friend says he felt something climb on him and touch his cheek. We still don't know if it's a real paranormal encounter or just another episode of sleep paralysis, a condition in which a person feels like they can't move while seeing shadowy figures approaching them. A YouTuber named Daniel finds a cemetery that's very different from the others, since it's in total decay. Additionally, some graves appear to have been desecrated.
Doesn't look like 6
feet deep either. On the other hand, these may have just been relocated, but if that were the case, then the most logical thing would have been for the graves to be covered again. Strangely, all the graves in this cemetery are perfectly dug with no evidence of any burials. There are no coffins or headstones in any of the open graves. It also doesn't appear these graves were prepared for future burials, as vegetation and dry leaves have filled them. Whatever the reason or explanation for the absence of remains in the graves, one thing is certain: it has clearly been a long time since they were opened. It's 3 a.m. when a YouTuber named Q2 hears someone knocking at his door. The man begins recording for safety as he considers looking outside. But whoever it was ran away after knocking, since the man finds a package right in front of his door. Although it was expected to be some kind of device, what's inside turns out to be something strange. If this video is real, Then did someone have the bizarre idea of waking up this YouTuber in the middle of the night just to deliver a gummy pizza? Does this person have a strange sense of humor, or are they completely insane? This event left QTube confused. Was it a prank or not? The man doesn't seem very excited to be the target of someone's pranks in the middle of the night, and we can't blame him for that. Let's hope this is just a harmless prank and not a situation that gets worse over time. The following video is known as Michael, Is That You? It has gone viral and started a wave of rumors and a large number of reposts by people who were interested in finding out what is the creature we see in the footage and has anyone seen it before? People say the creature's eyes closely resemble those seen in a video from February 11, 2013. It captures footage of a house's backyard near the forest. This creature's eyes and those in Michael's video are the same color and spaced the same distance apart. Also, it seems like the head is at the same angle and neither pair of eyes blinks. On April 11, 2013, there was a second sighting of the eyes in the same backyard, and this time, they also look very similar to the eyes in Michael's video. Although these sightings that happened in 2013 are still a complete mystery, Michael's video is no longer one. The footage received many analysis requests, and after thorough investigation, it was proven to be fake despite appearing real. After locating the original source on Zulubo Productions' YouTube channel, we found a video showing exactly how the terrifying creature was made in 3D software. Damon and Sin are out walking when they find a massive drainage tunnel in the middle of nowhere. The guys ignore it until something strange happens. Go to the other side of the drain, on the outside, to see if he can find the source of the banging sounds they can hear. He soon comes back saying he can't see anything on the other side. No explanation has been found for the banging sounds from the drain, since it's not a common noise in these places unless something or someone is causing them. Daring ghost hunter Hassan Barbar confronts a demon living in this house in the middle of one of the most chilling paranormal investigations ever conducted. First, the man uses a Snapchat facial recognition filter, which manages to detect a presence right in front of him.
However,
it could just be a facial pattern on the wall of the
background.
Elsewhere in the house, the filter detects another face, but this time there are no facial patterns on the walls. Maybe this time it's really a ghost, since the face the filter keeps detecting, an invisible one, leads the man to where the demon is supposedly hiding. He spots a figure at the end of the hallway and instinctively runs toward it. But when he arrives, the figure is gone. When he gets to this small room, he realizes there's no other exit the figure could have used to escape. Next, Snatch Up's filter trail leads him to a wall with a rectangle, where he sees the figure again through the small opening.
Okay, stay. I want to talk to you. I want to talk, but...
When the man looks past the wall, he sees the figure has vanished. While he's outside, Snatch's filter keeps detecting faces in the air. Then he stands up right where he saw the figure and looks into the house through the hole. He sees the creepy figure staring at him from the doorway at the end of the room. The investigator realizes the entity can easily teleport and can't be caught. Though the man leaves, he plans to return with a way to get closer next time. A road where 2 lives were taken, not the place to be at night, and the boys in this video learned this the hard way. The footage was posted on YouTube by Val Spear family in October 2017. This investigation has everything to frighten you to death. A storm, a woodland house, and a Ouija board. The host, named Eden, says that the house has a very dark history and is said to be haunted. The story says that 2 men in love built a mansion in the woods, since this kind of union was not accepted at that time. The men were murdered here, and the killers were caught and sentenced to life in prison in 1982. The case gained widespread attention when police discovered cult objects and books during their investigation. Combined with the sinister appearance of the entire mansion, both men were considered devil worshippers. Let's return to the investigation. The paranormal investigators left home at midnight during a storm, aiming to reach the forest by 3 a.m. Once they arrive in the area, they start walking to the mansion. For a moment, they get lost, but eventually they find the path and reach their destination. Aiden thinks he hears a growl, but then points out that it could be thunder.
I heard a grumbling, but it could have been thunder.
He says his fully charged camera keeps shutting off every time he tries to start the session with the Ouija board at 3 a.m. They start the session and ask if someone was murdered there, but nothing happens. However, they manage to hear something nearby and decide to go investigate. They believe it's someone walking. Then they hear something among the trees, but they think it's just the wind. Finally, they decide to leave since Jared doesn't seem to be able to stand hearing noises anymore. Aiden says that when he sat down and opened the portal to the spirit world with the Ouija board, he forgot to say goodbye and close the portal. The man says strange things have happened to him since then. The following video was posted on the YouTube channel Tempest Zero. It shows terrifying moments faced by a night security guard at a telephone office in Costa Rica. He is the only security guard, so it is his duty to do the rounds in the premises. But one of those nights while he was doing his rounds, the man noticed strange events and decided to record. And these are the images he managed to capture.
They hear strange noises in the bathroom. They hear strange noises.
The door opened.
Is it ringing there?
Am I in the back? Huh.
For God's sake, go to the chair.
Oh my god.
For God's sake, you scared me.
The man captures chilling events inside an office building. Unfortunately, not much else is known about this video, but we can assume it's real since the man's reaction seems way too genuine. However, probably after this, the man was either transferred or quit his job. Thank you for watching this far. Only the brave get here. Like, subscribe, and enable notifications for more horror content. Have some good nightmares?